Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. Welcome to our channel, everyone. My name is Dr. Chhoda. This right here is a little bit of information about me. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. Thank you so much for being a viewer and a subscriber. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the number one reason that economists say is the primary factor that should be used to reinstate and to restart and to extend unemployment benefits. Welcome to our channel, everyone. This right here is a headline on your screen from CNBC. The Delta variant might be a reason to extend unemployment benefits, according to economists. Now, as you know, the federal unemployment benefits that were extended as a direct result of the American Rescue Plan are scheduled to end on September 6th. 26 states across the country have actually prematurely ended unemployment benefits, and lawsuits have popped up in many of these states, including Indiana, Maryland, Texas, Ohio, and Oklahoma. In fact, a judge in the state of Indiana ruled that unemployment benefits should be restarted, and the state of Indiana actually confirmed that not only will unemployment benefits be restarted, they will be retroactive. Yes, you heard that right, retroactive to the 19th of June. But the problem is the new Delta variant is more contagious and has caused a spike in new cases, largely amongst the unvaccinated. So, could we see a renewed outbreak? Could this lead to reduced economic activity at a time when many will not be able to access the unemployment benefit system? Well, folks, according to new reporting from CNBC, the rapidly spreading Delta variant may be a reason for Congress to extend federal unemployment benefits past their expiration in early September, according to economists. In fact, rising caseloads, largely the result of the more transmissible Delta strain, could undermine the U.S. economic recovery at a time when the benefits are scheduled to end. And the number one fear from economists is that local outbreaks in specific parts of the country, you might say, oh, there's no outbreak in my neck of the woods. But guess what? There could be an outbreak in the town right next door to you. So local outbreaks may lead consumers, both vaccinated and unvaccinated individuals, to curtail in-person activities like eating at restaurants and force parents to stay at home if most schools decide to do more remote learning. Here's a quote on your screen from Eliza Forsyth, who's an assistant professor. She's an assistant professor and economist at the University of Illinois. It's certainly possible we could have another round of economic contraction in certain areas if there's an outbreak. And the unemployment system won't be there for people the way it's been over the past year. Now, this is something that we hopefully don't have to face, but the reality is there seems to be very little political will to actually extend unemployment benefits past September 6th. In fact, around half the states, largely Republican, have already withdrawn from the unemployment benefit system, saying, hey, people need to get back to work. Here's a quote on your screen from Arindajit Dubey, an economics professor at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. He said, we should be thinking about these what-if scenarios more than we are right now. In other words, we really need to consider this carefully. The 7-day average of the newly confirmed Delta variant jumped to more than 26,000 as of July 14, double the number 2 weeks earlier, according to the Center for Disease Control. In fact, the CDC estimates that 58%, that's a significant number, of recent cases were due to the Delta variant, which is more contagious. In fact, in some parts of the country, like Iowa, Kansas, Missouri, and Nebraska, this variant accounts for almost 90% of new cases. Here's a quote from the White House Chief Medical Advisor, Dr. Anthony Fauci. He said recently that the Delta variant is currently the greatest threat in the US in our attempt to eliminate COVID. Here's a quote from Dubey. I think most of our economic policy has been predicated on a status quo of the pandemic. Pandemic economics is not necessarily over. So folks, these unemployment benefits that you have heard me talk about on our channel are actually being withdrawn across the country by Republican states. Again, Indiana is resuming them based on a judge's order, and it's quite likely that other states are going to follow. Other states like Maryland, Texas, Ohio, and Oklahoma are also very likely to follow. Here's a quote on your screen from Michael Farron, an economist at George Mason University's Mercatus Center. If that's the case, then extending the unemployment program won't be worthwhile. You don't need to extend the program. You just need more vaccination. A lot of economists are saying, hey, this Delta variant is spreading amongst unvaccinated individuals. And if that's true, well, we need to vaccinate more individuals. Why do we need to extend unemployment benefits? So this is a very interesting phenomenon where some economists are disagreeing. Here's another quote from Eliza Forsyth, the assistant professor and economist at the University of Illinois. People across the country did seem to reduce in-person interactions when the virus was spreading a lot. I think there's no reason not to think that that won't happen again. Now, there are individuals like children under the age of 12 who can't get a vaccine yet. So this could be one of the factors that a lot of parents are actually concerned and don't want their kids to go outdoors. And I can actually tell you, my wife and I, we have a 5-year-old son, we have a 3-year-old daughter. We are concerned about them. So we actually have curtailed our activities significantly. So this is an actual phenomenon. This is a real phenomenon that parents can understand. Now, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think that Delta variant is a legitimate reason to actually extend pandemic unemployment benefits past September 6th? Or do you think, hey, we've had enough. It's time to get back to work. It's time to get back to life as we know it. But then how do you deal with the fact that the Delta variant is more transmissible, is spreading rapidly, and is spreading amongst unvaccinated individuals? How do you actually deal with that? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. I want you to know that I greatly appreciate you. And my goal is to bring you the latest news as it pertains to the country, the economy, as well as our money. I work hard on this channel every single day to bring you the latest information, including information on unemployment benefits. Let me know whether you think that Delta variant can actually cripple economic recovery. And if yes, then what is the solution? Is it to encourage vaccinations amongst the unvaccinated, or is it to increase unemployment benefits past September 6th? I can tell you that politically, the Republicans and the Democrats are at odds with each other about pretty much everything. And I think there will be zero political will from Republicans to extend unemployment benefits unless the Delta variant essentially spirals out of control. And let's just hope that that doesn't happen. But politically, there is no will for something like this right now. Please click the like button. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications. I appreciate you. Please also follow me on Twitter. This right here is my Twitter feed. You'll be able to keep up with all the latest news stories. You'll be able to follow along with all the news I'm following in real time. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, before I forget, our Twitter handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. I'm really in this to educate our community. For me, it's not about the number of viewers, but you clicking like, you subscribing is a great way to motivate my team and to reward the efforts of the phenomenal team of video editors, Joseph and Jeanette, who work behind the scenes to bring you this content and are an invaluable part of my team. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.